you find me riding the BMW C400 X SE. That's quite the mouthful. And so this is one of oh, I got a nod. That's odd. So this is BMW's 400cc single-cylinder 4-stroke liquid-cooled scooter. I'm not sure if it fits on the maxi scooter category like the C650s, both the GT and the Sport. But anyway, it is a bigger scooter than you'd expect, and although it's only a 400cc engine. So this is the C400X, and there's also the C400 GT, and that was the one that I was looking to try on today, but unfortunately they didn't have one available, so I took out the X. The difference between the X and the GT is that the X is more focused on a more urban environment, to drive around town for daily commute, and the GT is more kind of grand tourer type of bike, if you can call a 400cc scooter single cylinder a touring bike. But it is thought to be a bike or a scooter or a bike for more long distances. The main differences are, I think, I haven't seen the 400 GT in the flesh, but the fairings are a bit wider, I've been told, and there's more wind protection from the screen. It's a bit bigger. This windscreen is not adjustable, so it's kind of fixed here. And apologies for the wind noise if you can't hear me very well, because for me, at 5'11", almost 6 foot tall, the wind is thrown right against the top of my helmet, creating a lot of turbulence and a lot of noise inside the helmet. Well, anyway, so this is the scooter, the BMW C400 X SE. The SE means that we have all the bells and whistles that the bike can offer, and so you've got heated grips, heated seats. The heated seats, I've already tried them. They are very, very good. The heated grips are fine as well. The only thing about the heated grips is that it takes a while to go on to full heat, full highest temperature. And so you have these buttons here where you can change the various degrees of heating on both the seats and the grips. There's a little annoying thing that I find about these things, is that when you first click on them, they start on the highest level of heating for both the seat and the grips. But yeah, you then have to click a couple of times so that you can go down to the level that you want. So there are 4 levels. 0 is obviously 0, and then there's 1, 2, 3, where 3 is the highest temperature and 1 is the lowest. And that's for both the seat and the grips. The dash screen in front of me, so overall this bike feels a bit small. It's a lot smaller, physically a lot smaller than the 650 GT, the C650 GT, and it weighs a lot less, around 50 kilograms less than the C650. So it's a smaller bike. It's not a small bike, but it's smaller than the C650. It weighs 214 kilograms wet, so it is not it's not a small bike or a light bike. And if you think that it has a single-cylinder 400cc engine that produces a max power of around 35 brake horsepower at, I think, 7,500 RPM, and a maximum torque of 35 Newton meters, well, you can't expect this bike to be a fast bike, but it is very nimble. It is very nimble, and you can get by quite easily, I suspect, on an urban environment once you get used to the quirks of the CVT transmission. So like the most scooters, or all scooters, and like the C650, the C400 has a continuous variation transmission, final transmission, and so when you open the throttle, you have this initial moment where it feels like the clutch, well, there's no clutch, but where the transmission is slipping a bit, the belt in the CVT is slipping a bit until it kind of bites and starts pulling the bike forward. So as long as you're aware of that, sir, as long as you're aware of that, it will be easy to accelerate on this bike. And the good thing, the practicality of not having a manual gearbox, of not having a gearbox at all. This is an automated transmission using a CVT transmission, or continuous variation transmission. It means that you don't have to change gears, and the left lever, or the lever on the left hand side of the handlebars, is for the rear brake, and the right one is for the front brake as usual. The front brakes are not that good. It takes a while to bite. They feel a bit spongy, but the rear brake is very good. It doesn't stop you straight away, but it is a good help in stopping, and it bites straight away. So the brakes, not that good on this bike. So like I was saying, this bike is a lot smaller than the C650 GT, and it feels that. So it is a bit cramped for me, like I was saying, at around 5'11", 6 foot tall. And especially, there you go, the rear brakes do help in braking a lot. The front brakes, not really that good. But like I was saying, there you go, now accelerate and off she goes. It leans, it's very agile. You can flick it around. It doesn't feel as heavy as it is. The engine down below gives it a low center of gravity. And I almost don't have to counter steer. I'm just shifting my weight on the seat, and she leans quite easily and quite quickly. So it's a very, very easy bike to ride. So it's a very easy bike to ride, and it's yeah, perfect for urban conditions, I would say. Out here on an open road, it is very good. Obviously at 35 horsepower or so, with 200+ kilograms, it's not going to accelerate very fast. So you wouldn't expect to go very quickly, but yeah, it is a very gentle and easy ride, especially on a beautiful day like this. It has keyless ignition, so the key is in my pocket. So like I said, the SE version, which is this one, is equipped with all the bells and whistles. I tried to go through the menu on the TFT screen, but it is, so if you flick the menu button here, you can go through all the options like this, but when you try to activate one of them, for the settings for example, I can't really go into the settings menu, so I can't really show you what we can do on there. But the TFT screen, if we flick the menu button again, it goes back to this main screen here. But the TFT screen is very nice. It's bright, but you know, it's a bit dirty. The whole bike is a bit dirty. But with the bright sunlight, it's not as easy to read as you'd expect with the BMW TFT screen. Maybe because it's so dirty, I don't know. But it provides all the information you need. You've got the fuel gauge on there. You've got the external temperature. You've got the indicators for both the heated grips and the heated seat. You've got a clock. So they got the speed. So it's everything you need at a glance. So if it's not too bright, if the sun is not shining very bright on the screen, it's really easy to read. You can see everything. But like I said, I tried to go onto the menu options and I just couldn't. So back to the bike size. Like it is very, like I said, it's very easy to ride. It's very easy to maneuver around. Good for urban, for traffic in the city. But it feels small, unlike the 650 GT. It feels very small. The mirrors are right here on my face, like that, and they're very close. They don't do a great job of showing what's going on behind me, and I really have to make an effort to look at them because they are so close. I have to turn my head. If I just roll my eyes to them, I don't get a good vision of what's going on. I really have to turn my head to see what's going on behind me. But overall, the build quality is very good. The engine feels very, very, very soft, very round. Although when accelerating, like I said, you do have, because of the transmission, you do have that moment where it doesn't, the transmission doesn't really bite and you don't accelerate straight away. and even when you accelerate, it's very, very spongy. So it's not an immediate response because of the lack of power and the weight of the bike, as you'd expect. But my main gripe with this is the wind protection. I was expecting this bike to have, maybe on the GT, because I was really looking forward to try the GT. Maybe on the GT it's better because it's got a bigger windscreen. I'm not sure whether it's electronically adjustable. I'm not sure. I have to confirm that. But this one isn't. It's very small, and I get all the turbulence on my helmet, and it makes for a very noisy ride. So, but like I said, overall it is a very good build quality. But well, it is a BMW bike. There is quality in this, but compared to a more kind of luxurious GT scooter, a maxi scooter like the C650, and to the overall quality of all the bikes on all the other BMW ranges, it does feel a bit plasticky. It does not feel premium, if that makes any sense to you. And I wouldn't mind having one of these to drive around town, do my chores, do my commute, because it's got a huge luggage compartment under the seat. It's very easy to open. You've got this button. You've got a button down here. You just flick it open. You have to have the ignition on. If you just flick it open, and you have, I don't know, I think it's about 50 liters of capacity. And on the 400X, once you stop the bike, you can further extend the capacity by lowering what they call the flexi case, and then you have space for a full face helmet put in there, and you lock the seat as you go. So it's very practical for daily usage, for commuting, for even, especially on the GT, even for long distance traveling, because that's what I was trying to assert by testing the GT. But yeah, unfortunately I couldn't, and I was stuck with this. But yeah, it's a very fun bike to ride, as long as you're aware of its limitations. It's a very fun bike to ride, and if you ride it on its proper environment, I'm sure you'll have a great deal of fun. So here we are. This is my short review of the BMW C400 GT. I only have it for an hour, so I can't really take too long to get the bike well. But I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed the bike. I hope it's been useful, and I'll see you on my next one. Until then, ta-ra!